This was also during a time where there was still like corporal punishment where kids would get paddled. So this actually had to be in the 80s because I remember getting paddled in school one time.
You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Written in the stars, you, me, forever.
John Bevere. I gotta start the beta Satan.
Are you reading that this week? Are you reading it now?
It wasn't in the pile.
But he already talked about the other book, right? That's how you bought it. So he may be talking about the Beta Satan.
The Beta Satan came before Killing Kryptonite.
Oh, well he might have a new book.
I think it's this Eternity book that he's been talking about.
I can feel there is somebody here, and he's watching over me tonight as he takes away my fears, lets me know there's a heaven up there.
Welcome to a new vlog. I'm ShanaJaye, and this is ShanaJaye and Eric's channel. But this is the final week of Booktober, the final vlog on my channel for Booktober. If you have not caught up or did not catch the first 3 videos of Booktober, they will be somewhere on the screen, or you can check them in the Booktober playlist. Hubby and I are reading today. We started the day off with the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay. Hello. It is Sunday, but you guys are watching this on a Tuesday. And then he did some more reading in a book that he talked about in last week's video as well. So check that out. We are in like October vibe books. So do you read like fall books or do you read spooky books? I do both. And there's actually, and I like to watch like spooky kind of nostalgic type movies during this time that I used to watch when I was younger. I gotta watch my Witches of Eastwick. I even want to watch Casper. I want to watch The Wizard of Oz. Like, I just need light things, you know what I'm saying, but still get me in the October vibes, you know, or keep me in the October vibes because I'm there. But anyway, we're gonna read today and just have a cozy little day of reading. Hubby ran out because he wants me to make him French toast for breakfast, so I'm gonna make that. Yeah, I feel like today we're both going to be reading and just hanging out, relaxing. It has been a busy week. I just need to deflate. So I'm going to be reading and trying to read for the next like 3 days, just on my days off, just relax, just be immersed in a book, okay, or a couple of books. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy the vlog. Okay, you guys. So here's my book. You guys, about an hour and a half ago, I've been downstairs all day relaxing on the couch, and all of a sudden I got up because we needed to film a podcast, and I must have sat up way too quickly, and I think I'm having some type of vertigo situation. I've never felt this before, I don't think, in my whole life. Hubby has had 2, I guess, episodes, if you will, of vertigo, but they were several years ago, and he had never experienced them either. He went to the doctor, they gave him something for it, and also like some type of physical thing you do with like your head to like reset your brain or your equilibrium or something like that. I don't know. But the way, like, me closing my eye right now and feeling like I'm literally going in circles when I open my eyes, I just feel a little loopy, you know. I don't like it, but hopefully this passes. So after we did the podcast, I was reading this, and we are basically at a point where Anna, I'm going to try to make this spoiler free, but this is a reading vlog, so I don't know how the girls do reading vlogs and they don't spoil it. So let me figure out. We're setting up what happened, or we're finding out how things started to transpire. Our main characters right now are 3 sisters, one of which have passed away. Anna appears to be the main character here. Is it Molly is missing, or is it Anna who's missing? So one thing about this book is it has pictures. Yeah, so Molly is, wait a minute. So we have Molly, Anna, and Minnie. I'm officially confused at this point now that I see Minnie, because I think Minnie has passed away. Oh God, I'm telling the story. Okay, start over. I don't want to tell the story. So we have 3 sisters, and something has happened to one of the sisters. Molly is the main character. She's married to Ernest, who is a white guy, excuse me, who basically fell in love with her. And they're really just like setting everything up right now. We have a situation that has happened, and we are trying to figure out what's going on. They also have shared to us how the family has, you know, gotten its money and its riches over the years. Everything kind of, this is set back in the 1912, I believe. Actually 1921. I transposed my numbers. So back in the early 20th century, they're basically they were living on some land, and they were living on oil. I hope you guys can see me. A land that obtained oil, and so they started to basically get residuals, I guess, from dividends rather, from that oil. And by the 1920s, they basically were millionaires. Everyone was, you know, which is equivalent to like today's time, they would have been getting $400 million. Or they would have, yeah, $400 million. So somewhere in there it said that. So we're just kind of setting up right now. They are showing pictures of Molly and the sisters. So this book shouldn't take me that long. I didn't really do too much reading today because hubby and I had breakfast and we started watching Billions. But it's been a really nice day, so I'm going to read some more tonight. Obviously here with my little light, I'm able to read like after he settles down. I'm gonna get some reading in. Hopefully I feel better by tomorrow because I feel like I want to finish this book tomorrow. So it is, this book is like 23 pages. Yeah, so I should be able to get this done tomorrow, so we'll see. But I wanted to come in and touch bases on where I am right now. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
A coroner's inquest composed of jurors and led by a justice of the peace was hastily convened at the ravine. Inquests were a remnant of a time when ordinary citizens largely assumed the burden of investigating crimes and maintaining order. For years after the American Revolution, the public opposed the creation of police departments, fearing that they would become forces of repression. Instead, citizens responded to a hue and cry by chasing after suspects. Benjamin N. Cardozo, the future Supreme Court Justice, once noted that these pursuits were made not faintly and with lagging steps, but honestly and bravely, and with whatever implements and facilities are convenient and at hand.
Hi guys, hi, happy, what is today? Today is Tuesday, and this is the end of Booktober. This is the last day of Booktober. It is October 31st, and I just wanted to come in and close out this video. I just wanted to come in and summarize all of the books that I've read this month and what I've finished this week and have to roll over into November. I'm excited to finish. If you are new here, I am ShanaJaye. I have just come back into reading maybe 2 or 3 months ago. No, about 3 months ago, but I'm not new to reading. I have been and am still in a book club. I was in a book club back in my 20s, and I just kind of got away from it. Life, working in corporate America, raising a daughter, all the things. And now I'm back in, well, there's a new leaf coming on that flower. Sorry, y'all. And so I've just recently got back into it. And so, yeah, we just want to do that. I do want to put out a video on the books that I will be reading in November, because those are right there on that chair. So I'll be filming that video probably not today, but at some point this week, and you guys will get that next week, or like I said, in the vlog. Hey guys, quick intermission. So this is Editing Shana here. I needed to come in and insert this because I was like, wait a minute, we gotta do a giveaway. Yes, it's giveaway time. So I wanted to come in and do this giveaway to show, in this video, to show appreciation for watching this particular type of content, to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys who stuck through all of Booktober, and I am doing this giveaway with some other amazing ladies here on YouTube. We all wanted to just give back to our subscribers and those who watch us and genuinely support all of our content. Here are the rules for the giveaway. You have to be at least 18 years old to enter and live in the United States. The giveaway begins November 1st through November 15th. You would need to publicly subscribe to the other 5 YouTube channels listed below. You have to comment below "I'm in" and name one thing you're thankful for. What is the prize? The prize is a $50 Amazon gift card. So yes, I just wanted to give back. It's the holidays. We're in the holiday spirit, and these are some other amazing ladies here on YouTube. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you again for supporting, and I hope you win. Back to the books. So your girl's goal was to read 10 books this month. That was aggressive, but guess what? She read 8, and 2 will be done in the next day or 2. So I just missed the goal, but it's all good. 8 completed books is amazing. So let me read the 8 books that I got through. So this one I actually started at the end of September but finished in October, and that's Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I also completed Never Lie. I also completed The Coworker. Actually, let's go back and say who these are by. Wrong Place, Wrong Time was written, the author is Gilligan McAllister. Never Lie is Frida McFadden. The Coworker, Frida McFadden. The September House is Carissa Orlando. Killers of the Flower Moon is David Gran. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, book 1. I think that is a 3-book series. And then Leaving Atlanta, Tahiri Jones. And The Club by Ellery Lloyd. And the 2 that I'm currently in the middle of is My Husband's Manuscript, First Fill the Garden by Eric. We will leave his last name unknown for now until he is published. And then the other one is The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. So Frida McFadden got a lot of read time this month. Okay, so I read 3 books by her this month. Never Lie, The Coworker, and The Locked Door. The Coworker was okay, but it was a little slow for me. Like I gave that one 3 stars. It wasn't all that for me. It wasn't my fave of her books. Let's just say that. And I've read her other books, The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret, which she has her 3rd book coming out at the top of the year, I think spring. Okay, those were 4-star, 5-star reads for me. Never Lie was 4 stars for me. I really enjoyed that book. The only thing is that the person that was doing the do kind of came out of blue. Like, you didn't really expect that person, because that person wasn't really in most of the book until towards the end. So that was a little, you know, I guess some people would look at that as good, but it's like you want whoever is involved kind of early, or all of the players kind of early, so you could try to put the puzzle pieces together, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, it was good. The September House, I think I spoke about in a previous vlog. I actually gave that 3 stars. Even though it was good, it had a lot of good in real life points and messages. It's just that it's about a bleeding house. And definitely a October thriller. 3 isn't bad. You know, I've spoken about my rating system before. 3 is good. 3 is, I read the book. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend the book, but if you ask me, was the book good, I will say yes. So that's why that is a 3. But it's basically about a mom, a husband, and a daughter. The mom is dealing with some real life things in her marriage that kind of spill over into this house that she's purchased. And so she has some ties and some ways of life, ways of handling struggles and hardships in life with the house. And so the daughter is coming because her dad is missing. This is all on the back of the book, and it seems as though the mom is not concerned, and so the you know, and it's all of a sudden, obviously, and so the daughter comes with her own issues in life, and the mom and her are trying to navigate what happened to her husband, the dad, and their kind of very fragile relationship that they've had since she was a young girl. Things start to unfold. And what I did like about this is that there was like a twist within a twist. Because when I started to question certain things about like the mom, they played it out in that way that I was questioning, but then there was another twist. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess both things can be true at the same time. You know what I mean? So that was good. So I gave that a 3. And then next up was Killers of the Flower Moon. If you haven't heard or you're not really into movies, this book actually ended up in the movie theaters a couple weeks ago. We saw it last week and we did a whole review on our podcast. So if you want to get more in depth with like our thoughts about the book and the movie, check out the podcast. I will have it linked in the description below. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I actually listened to on Audible. That book was amazing. Now, I'm not necessarily sure I was going to go ahead and read the series because I felt like the book concluded correctly. I'm not sure if it's a continuation because I don't see how it would be, but maybe it's something different, but that's fine. I love the Audible because I feel like the Audible just played out more theatrically, if that makes sense, on, you know, hearing it versus how I would have probably read it in my mind with all of the different players in the book. I felt that way also about None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Oh my God. If you read that, which I highly recommend, 4-star read, listen to it on Audible because it's like a podcast and a story and real life accounts being told on the Audible with different readers, and it's amazing. So that's what that one reminded me of, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because she kind of makes calls to people who were involved in the investigation of the murder that took place. So you hear the recordings, you know, as she made those calls to the detectives, the police department and all that. She's basically investigating how certain pieces of the crime was handled and put together to figure, and then ended up figuring out like what really happened. So that was a really good book. And then Leaving Atlanta, 4-star read. Some of these are really 4.5 stars, I will say, but on Goodreads you can't half-star a book. However, on my local library you could do like 4.2, 4.5, 4.7, I think. And so I was a little bit more detailed in the ratings over there. But Leaving Atlanta, I think I would say it's like a 4.25 because it's from the perspective of the children. It was a time back in the 90s or 80s. It's a story about 3 young black children who went missing in Atlanta. And the book is telling the story from the children's perspective. What I like about it is that it kind of depicts or shows how a lot of times adults do not consider children. Like they say things like, children should be seen and not heard. I don't know how old you are, but that was definitely something that was, you know, said and communicated and shared amongst other adults back when I was growing up. There were things that, like, if the kids got in trouble at school, this was also during a time where there was still like corporal punishment where kids would get paddled. So this actually had to be in the 80s because I remember getting paddled in school. One time, I do not remember. I think someone had cracked a joke in class and I laughed and I got like 3 paddles in my hand. And I had to go up in front of the class. Anybody who did, I wasn't like the only person there, but I think that was the last year that it happened. But I was in elementary school and I may have been like 4th grade or something like that, or 3rd grade. So anyway, it must have been like the 80s. So just a lot of nostalgia in this book, but I really, really did enjoy that one. And then The Club, you guys, I didn't even read The Club because I feel like, why won't this okay, here we go. I feel like it did not it didn't focus enough on like the murders, in my opinion. It spoke more about the like celebrities and famous people and what their lives are like in terms of trying to escape the world, to be like, you know, how hard it is to be celebrities, basically. And so it was people who wanted to come to this secluded type island, where there were homes by a guy. What was his name? It says the home group is a glamorous collection of celebrity members club dotted across the globe, where the rich and famous can party hard and then crash out in a 5-star suite far away from prying eyes and fans of the media. The most spectacular of all is Island Home, a closely guarded, ultra luxurious resort just off the English coast. And its 3-day launch party is easily the most coveted A-list invite of the decade. But behind the scenes, tensions are at a breaking point. The ambitious and expensive project has pushed the home group CEO and his long-suffering team to their absolute limits. All of them have something to hide, and that's before the beautiful people with their own ugly secrets even set foot on the island. As tempers fray and behaviors worsens, as things get more sinister by the hour, the body count piles up. Some of the Island Homes members will begin to wish they never made the guest list. Because of this club, if your name's on the list, you're not getting out. So, to me, y'all let me know, that sounds really good. But it seemed as though the book focused more on just what celebrities have to go through, and not really on like who did it, because you know who does it. And I don't know, it wasn't for me. So I didn't rate it because it's probably good for someone else, and I didn't want to rated something low and then it's actually good, but it just wasn't good for me, if that makes sense. So I don't know, you guys. I don't ever want to ding a book because I didn't vibe with it, but that's different from like reading a book, understanding and vibing, or understanding and getting all of the things and then saying it's just a bad book. I don't think it was a bad book. I just don't think it was a book for me. So that's why I didn't read it. Hubby's manuscript, I'm not done reading it yet because Hubby's book is more fantasy, I think. I think his book falls under fantasy, and it's world building. I've never read a world building book. And that is because world building books take a lot of time to build the worlds. You have to have all of the characters, all of the locations, and you have to build a world. It's basically self-explanatory. And so for me, sometimes those types of reads are very challenging, and it kind of reminds me, and I think I might have spoke of this before, like those shows. What was the show with the dragon, the mother of dragon? I'll put it here on the screen if I haven't already. But it's like those types of books, you know. I actually tried to watch that show 3 times before I finally got through it, and I got through it with hubby, because it was just like, it was so much going on, you guys. It was so much. And leave down in the comments if it's just me. I found like reading his book, there are parts of it that very easy to read, like I'm in the flow, and then it gets challenging because it kind of gets either into that world building part. That's not necessarily the meats and potatoes, it's just the foundational part, you know what I'm saying? Having to read that type of book got a little frustrating. I know, and I could tell that the book is good, because when I'm at the parts that I'm just like, yes, like this is happening and that's happening, I'm like, this is really a good book. I wish I had his little synopsis, but it is upstairs. Let's see what page I'm on. I'm currently on page 162. Uh-oh. I just opened up all of my comments. So basically what his book is about a young lady named Ali, and on her 17th birthday there is going to be a big secret revealed is in regards to like where she's from and what her purpose basically is in life, or in her future, her soon to be future. She lives with her stepmother slash, let's say, caretaker, Carowin. Is it Carowin? Carowin. And so she's basically spending her last day with her. It's her birthday, and her aunts are about to come and retrieve her, pick her up, get her, to take her to be trained for what she is destined for. Her aunts are Gaia and Balia. I just forgot how to say it. Balia and Gaia. She has known that this day or something like this day was going to come, and doesn't really want to leave, but she knows that she knows that she has to. So she leaves and she heads off. Really, Shadow? And she, heads on this journey. And, certain things just happens through the journey where she has to do a lot of gain a lot of knowledge through just like books and information. I don't want to give too much of the story away, and also physical training. But she ultimately starts to figure out, what she has to do. And it's really good. Now, here's the sad part about this whole situation and me reading hubby's manuscript, because in case you were wondering, or in case you're asking yourself, like, is this the first time you're reading hubby's manuscript? Like, did he just write this? No, he wrote this pre-me. But I am just now reading the manuscript because, one, I wasn't like into reading at the time, and I feel like you really have to want to read, right? And I think at the time I just wasn't in that space. And I will also say that I have attempted to read, and he has also started to like read the book to me, but it goes back to fantasy books. Like, it's just never really been something I've been interested in. But now, since I've read and to the points that I'm at in his book, I'm like, why did it take me so long to read this book? Because it's actually good. Even through the pains of some of the world building parts of it, I am enjoying the book. So I didn't get to finish reading it this week because I just had so much kind of going on in the shop. You guys saw that already in the last vlog. I had a project that I needed to get done. Similarly, I am also reading The Locked Door. I mentioned that before, and that's by Frida McFadden. That book is really good as well. I'm probably going to say this book is going to be rated the highest out of even the other one I was telling y'all about. And I also hate that I can't rate hubby's book yet on Goodreads. Like, I went on Goodreads to find out, was there a way that you could like select a blank book or something or like some kind of way that I could kind of put his book in there and, to rate, to comment, or whatever. But obviously, why would you do that? Why would I do that, right? And he's going to start the process of publishing the book, getting the book published rather. So I wouldn't want to like put out spoilers, and that's why I'm trying to like give y'all a little bit, but not too much. But with Frida McFadden, yeah, so far this is reading like a 4.25 so far. And if you guys want to know like what my ratings are for each book that I mentioned, that I've already mentioned or will mention in the future, my Goodreads is below for you to follow me there if you want. I'm actually listening to that one on Audible because I always am either reading one or two books and listening to an Audible at the same time, because I like to listen to Audibles in the car. You guys have seen that. That is October, you guys. In November, I am going to continue with suspense books, cozy vibe books. We're wrapping up like scary movies probably tonight, and then we're gonna move into like for real holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas movies, books, stuff like that. But if you're interested in seeing what I am going to be reading for November, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is on so you don't miss that video or those videos. And I'll see y'all in the next bookish video. All right.